Hi, I'm Ratchapoom Boonbunchachok. I'm a director of A Useful Ghost.
Okay, tell me a bit about the inspiration behind the movie and the whole concept of dust.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, actually, I took inspirations from before making this feature. I also made short film before, and when I make short film, I also like work with. I always try to play with like historical figures or characters, fictional or real in Thai history. So when I shifted to making a feature, I also like use Thai legend myth. So I was inspired by one of the famous ghost story legends of Thailand, Mena Prakano, which is about like a female ghost and her still alive human husband, and they wanted she wants to be with him, but somehow like the community like they're not very happy with the couple, so they try to break them away. So that's one of the inspiration that I took from. And then about the dust is when I started to develop the story in 2017, Thailand has like until now like they Thailand has been suffering from the real dust pollution. In every winter, there will be like high level of dust in Bangkok and especially it's in the north of Thailand as well. So I kind of like incorporate that into the story because also like because in Thai slang dust could be mean like in the Thai language slang dust could be mean it could mean like when you call people dust it's like they're kind of not fully human, they're subhuman, something like that. They're less that they don't matter, they don't have importance, they don't have value, they're so tiny, so insignificant like dust that could be easily swept moved away by other people. Yeah. So I thought like it could be like a interesting symbolically to put into the film. Yeah. Yeah.
And since you mentioned you wrote the script for some years ago, tell me a bit about how the production progressed for the film.
Oh, this film like took many years to make. Is I think one of the reason would be that because my full time job, the job that I make a living is was no is yeah, writing a screenplay, writing a script for TV drama, a series, and I think that's like a very hard job that because you need to work all the time mostly. Like you're like every week, every 2 weeks, you need to at least like finish one episode of the TV series. So it's kind of difficult to have time for your own project. So I kind of like so I had this idea of this film, but I didn't really have time to like actually writing a screenplay because I need to make a living. So it took a while until 2020 that I could finish the first draft of the screenplay because of it was a COVID year. So like there's not many jobs around. So I had more time to write a screenplay. And then after that my producer could actually start financing the project after we had the screenplay already. Yeah. So it took like from 2020 to 2023. That's the year that we started shooting. Yeah. So yeah, maybe we could divide it to like developing and financing like a normal film, but each of them took years. Yeah. If I don't know, if we were luckier, it could be like 1 or 2 years less. Yeah.
And tell me a bit, the movie is screening in festivals all over the world. How do you feel about that?
Initially, I was very excited, but after a while, I was so tired to travel with the film. But I still appreciate all the traveling because it was so nice to meet audience in different countries and also to meet other filmmakers. I really appreciate that opportunity, and like to see like how different countries or different sets groups of audience like react, respond differently to the film is also very fascinating and illuminating, I would say. Yeah, like I don't know, like they have like their own interpretation that because when I made short films, like I make mainly for like Thai local film festival. So I just like I mostly knew how Thai would react, how Thai would interpret. But then like with this film, like it's like it might be it's like when the film like went around has been going around the world, so I get new feedback, new response, and it's kind of interesting like how people perceive the film differently. Yeah, let's say.
To get back into the film, all these characters that appear on these sub-stories, let's say, where did you find those? How did you came up with them?
What, sorry? What,
Like the various arcs, like characters and stories, different stories with a vacuum cleaner. How did you came up with them? Are like people you know or?
Vacuum cleaner, like how it's in like erected.
Yeah. Inspiration again. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Initially, in my first few drafts, like when I wrote a screenplay, when I was writing a screenplay, like the main character Nat, she didn't come back as a vacuum cleaner possessed, haunted, but her she appeared as a human ghost, like ghost in a human form. But then but when I told this story to my friends, or when I pitched it to some committee, they would normally respond like, "Oh," they would always ask me like, "How your ghost would look like," and I didn't prepare for that question because I just finished a screenplay. Was really difficult enough, so I didn't really like. Oh, sorry, I didn't really like envision how the ghost would look like, and then they normally say like, so I just say like, oh, maybe she just look like human but some makeup, like an actress with makeup on, like a pale skin, like a bruise and wounds on her face, something like that. So sometimes they would respond like, oh, that look like zombie, that look like not very original. So I just like, okay, maybe. So I go back and try to come back with something original. So I did some research about like how cinema as a medium like represent ghosts, how they visually depict ghosts, like how viewers when they're watching the film they could tell that this is human, this is ghost. So sometimes like it's like, oh, this is a makeup. So sometimes like the ghost will look translucent, or sometimes they're floating, they don't have feet, and lots of stuff. And then like this also like, so then when I stumbled upon like American cinema in 80s, like poltergeist, that ghosts are actually like kind of like invisible to the living, but they try to communicate by like moving objects in the house, like opening, closing windows, turning on TV or something like that. And I was quite fascinated by this idea of like ghosts among our like everyday object. Yeah, so I think like, and since the film has dust pollutions in the beginning, in the first few drafts, so I think like it's kind of makes sense that when she returns, she needs to be, if she needs to shoot like one electrical appliance, it would be vacuum cleaner. Yeah, and it's like, and also like vacuum cleaner is more, how is it, logistically possible, because like it could be like moved easier than like TV or washing machine. That, I mean, if you make a film about washing machine haunted, like it's gonna be quite difficult because it's not easy to move. It's not easy to move it. Yeah, around. Yeah.
Okay. And tell me a bit about the humor in the movie. It's hilarious,
humor,
but it is weird also, right? It's not usual style of humor.
Yeah.
Is that your sense of humor?
Yeah, I think sense of humor. I think I have my own sense of humor. I don't know. I mean, I like to make fun. I like to mock things. So when I was writing the script, like the humor just came naturally for me. It felt like, okay, this needs to be some humor in this scene, in that part, in this sequence, something like that. So I didn't force it, yeah, but I kind of like the absurdity, yeah. I would call it absurd, like absurd humor, and because like you can make fun or make anything possible with absurdity. I don't know, like, and it's kind of unexpected. Like I feel like humor works best when you don't expect it. So the absurdity thrown into like in the scene somehow like put people off guard. So I kind of like that. Yeah. So because I also, as I mentioned earlier, like I also like write for TV drama, and I find that write like comedy scene in drama is easier than write the comedy itself, because when you write comedy, you kind of expect that it's to be funny every scene or every pages of the screenplay, and when you are expected to write a comedy scene, it's not funny. But if you don't expect that this is gonna be funny, it's gonna be funny. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And what about the sex scene?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think it depends on the functions of the scene. I think there's a sex scene in the dream, in the character's dream, that I think like it's kind of important in the way that dream is supposed to be our like deepest personal intimate space. It's so intimate that somehow like we cannot control our dreams. So when this character's like he's dreaming like he's like having sex with his boyfriend, it's kind of like yeah, they are in their intimate space, their own personal space, and the character Nat somehow like intrude upon them. So I think like yeah, it's kind of makes sense, and it's also supposed to be, I don't know, a little bit disturbing. Like yeah, it should be disturbing that because Nat as a character and the audience like somehow like intrude upon their personal space, so they kind of come stumble upon something that should be disturbing to them. Yeah, yeah, I think so.
And also, as the film progresses, at some point it starts to become a bit political. You
Yeah,
also
yeah, yeah.
comment on
Yeah, yeah,
1976
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
2010. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah. Oh, I think initially, I think it's just one thing lead to another. I feel like I think it started. Began from like I had this title, A Useful Goals, since the beginning, and I try to, because like one of the, apart from the Manak region, another first another idea that like should be my sixth idea, like another of the first idea is that I had this image of a ghost walking in the office building, not to scare anyone, but to work, because we live in such a difficult time that even the dead need to make a living. So I always had this idea of like ghosts work in the corporate life or something like in the office or something like that. But the question is like what is the utility or usefulness of ghosts? Like what ghosts can do that human cannot do, and then I look into like what ghosts can do, because actually in Thai society, the most useful thing that ghosts can do is like give you a lottery number, something like that. Like yeah, but in Thai belief, we believe that ghosts can like visit you in your dream if you like if member of your family who's already passed away, like they might want to visit you, you're gonna see them in your own dream or something like that, and so this idea of like ghost visiting dreams is fascinating to me, because as mentioned earlier, like dream is supposed to be our like very personal, intimate space. And I was also inspired by one novel, Albanian novel called The Palace of Dream by Ismail Kadare. It's about like it's in this like fictional country that they have like the thing called like Ministry of Dream, that every morning before everyone like the citizen in this country, like before they go to work, they need to visit the district and report to the official there that what did they dream last night, and then like the official like we collect all the dreams of this country and send to the Ministry of Dream, and there's someone like analyze there. They kind of analyze the dream and try to find like if there's like a traitor, national traitor, or potential rebel inside the country, and then make an assumption based on the dream. like if there has a potential to be a rebel. And I think it's very interesting, like how do we become like a data that authority could analyze and kind of sort it like to divide people into good or bad groups. Yeah, and I was inspired by that. So I thought like if ghosts can visit you in your dream, ghosts can do like a dream surveillance. Like you can like just look into people's heads and like yeah, just to see what people are thinking or dreaming of, and that somehow like and I think that's the main thing that I wanted to explore in the film. Like, it's just about like how powerless people need to co-op with with those in power and to compromise their morality just to become heard and seen and become useful, something like that. Yeah. So I think like it's kind of that's maybe how the idea developed, like how that as a person, as a ghost, she can visit the dream, and somehow like people in power like use her for that. Yeah.
And will you have or have you already had problems with censorship in the country with this?
No, the film already it was already released in Thailand and also passed the censorship. It got like 18 plus rating. So I think like the main thing would be like sex scenes or some language, vocal language used in the film. Yeah, apart from that, I don't think that. I mean, like I think uh, the scene that me and my producer were most concerned maybe the monk scene that he used c word in the scene. Yeah, yeah. Apart from that, we kind of like okay, it's not that. I don't think like it's that sensitive. Yeah.
And tell me a bit about how the casting work and in
Oh,
general how you work with your actors in the film.
the casting. Yeah. Davika was the first actress that became on board with us, but uh, it's kind of like a very lucky coincidence because when I was developing a story, I also like no wait, I'm not sure which one happened first. It's like my producer Solot, he also produced Netflix series directed by เป็นเอกรัตนเรื่อง the 69 series that also star Davika, and like so they met on the set and Davika like hadn't acted in any films for a few years. So when they met, like she told him like she would be very happy to also like star in independent film. It as a role for her. So like Sorot said like okay, let's try this. What are you? Would you be interested in playing like a vacuum cleaner? And she's like okay, because like for me like I think she has succeeded in every mainstream jobs, acting job. Like she was in like a top box office of Thailand. She was in like a TV series drama. She was in like a lot of stuff. But I think like for her to make like to expand her, I don't know, acting adventure. It to choose the project that's courageous like this. So I think like she want to try something new. So then that's how we met. And the other cast like we did regular casting. We try to find like the right person for the role. So we just open for casting and I saw lots of casting video. So yeah, but eventually like, I think I chose those that I believe them. Yeah.
And how do you work with them in general? Do you allow improvisation? Are you strict? Or?
Normally, I'm not that kind of improvisation guy, so I just like try to stick with the script. Yeah, but maybe something might comes along during the shooting, so I will ask them to add some line or cut some line. But no, like I don't normally let them because like I think like from the style that I use like in very like uh very strictly composed image and stuff like it's not how to say like I don't think it's kind of it's flexible enough to improvise yeah during the shooting, so I just like stick with the script and I was so scared. I think I was so scared that I just wanna like I just wanna know which direction the film is going. So I don't normally let improvisation happen. Yeah, normally.
Okay. Okay. And tell me a bit about the cinematography. What's your visual
Oh,
plan? Let's see.
I wanted the film to. I like artificiality. I like when the film. I like the film to keeps reminding audience that you are watching film. So and also one of the things like I also like the film to have this kind of fairy tales, wide sense of fairy tale to it, like because the story is practically the film is like being told from one character to another character. So I think like, so I like the artificiality. I like the image to be superbly well composed, very well composed and stuff. And I also had this during the pre-production. I also like. I talked to the head of the department, like with my cinematographer, my and also production designer. And I want the film to look had this sense of pervertly elegant and elegantly perverted. Like it just said like the film should look so beautiful, but it also has something perverted underneath it, something like dirty or improper going on underneath this beautiful image. Yeah. So I think like, I like the contrast. Yeah, I like the contrast. I like the juxtaposition of something so serious and something so silly in the same time. Yeah.
And regarding the editing, which I also feel sometimes it's part of the humor, the way you
Yeah.
cut. Yeah. So tell me a bit about that.
The editing.
Yeah.
I think from the beginning I had this feeling like the film should have like a how to say the pacing should be very constant. I mean like it should be I I want the film to be like narrated quite leisurely, not too quick, not too slow, just and keep it constantly throughout the whole film. I don't know why. I just feel like it should be it should be told that way. And so sometimes like when something happen it kind of works as a humor since you keep it kind of like keep it in the same tempo throughout. But I'm not sure that yeah, I never yeah, when you ask, I think I never like really analyze myself too much about the editing. But I just feel like when I talk to my editor, I feel like the film should be told in very leisurely, constantly. Yeah.
And how would you describe the situation in the Thai movie industry at the moment? How is it working there? Let's say in the Thai movie industry. How is it?
Oh, Thai industry. I think it's kind of weird. Like, it's kind of up and down. Like last year, or last 2 years, people were saying like, "Oh, Thai cinema is bad" or something. But this year is like, it's not. I don't think that we don't have any box office hits, the local one in Thailand this year. So I'm not sure like whether if Thai cinema is back or not. It's more like it's kind of like struggling. I would say like this year we kind of struggling with every title. There's not so many like a film of the year. I feel like that people talk about. So let's see. There's like a next There's Whisperer 3, the third one in the franchise, going to be released next month. That is what it's kind of expected to be like a big hit. So let's see like whether it's work well or not. Yeah, but I think like this year we don't kind of my year for Thai film industry. I think. Yeah.
How did your film do? Box office.
Box office wise is kind of okay-ish. I think it's not it wasn't great, but it's kind of okay for an art house film. We kind of we expected a little bit more because like we had like a wider release than other normal independent Thai film. So, but still like I think like it's kind of like it might not. It's still not. I think Thai market still need to adjust or learn about how to say adjust itself to this kind of film. Yeah, it's still. I thought it was quite audience friendly, but apparently it's not friendly enough for them because I think it's still like some people still like don't get it, like don't really get it, like why is told this way, why is slow, why it talks about this issue or something like that. So it's kind of like, yeah, but most of the reviews were mostly positive, quite very positive in Thai in Thai reviews. But I don't know, like box office wise, it's kind of okay-ish, not that too great, yeah.
And the last question, I guess, future projects. What are you working on after this?
Actually, I kind of like developing something in my head, but because of traveling with the film, it's kind of very difficult to actually sit down and write it. But I had like a few projects in my in that I kind of had in my mind. If it's possible, I want to make an adventure film for my second feature, but I'm not sure if it's possible. Like I think it's gonna be, I don't know, expensive or not. I don't know about the budget, whether we can find it or not. Yeah, but I hope so. Yeah.
So you will continue writing
Yeah,
TV
yeah,
dramas
yeah,
in
yeah,
Thailand?
yeah. Continue writing. I don't know, like, yeah. But I thought before this traveling with the film, I thought like it's possible that you can just travel with the film and write something in the hotel. But now I just like, oh, you don't really have time for that and energy as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's it. Thank you
That's
very
it.
much.
Thank you.